Hi, good morning, Michelle. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great too. Thank you. Well, first of all, this show, we're already into the third episode and
Mhm.
it is unbelievable.
Thank
It's
you.
really unlike anything I've ever seen. And before we talk about it, I just want to say, how cool is that it got the audience award at South by Southwest?
I didn't even know that we were in a competition, which is so silly. But yes, it was really fun to get that was the first time we were showing it, so to get this validation right out the gate. And none of us were expecting it. We didn't think that that was even going to happen. And then finding out, we were just so giddy over it.
Yeah, amazing. Well, congratulations on
Thank
that
you.
for you and the whole cast. And like I said earlier, it's such a unique show, very different, unlike anything I've ever seen. That's for sure. What was your initial reaction when you got the script or when you were told about it?
I I was really excited, and I remember being in the room when I was going through the auditions and feeling also so respected as an actor. Sorry, and also just I was in a room with a bunch of women, and that was so incredibly special. And I just knew that even whether I ended up booking the role or not, that I was going to be watching this show and I was going to be supporting it.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that because how amazing is it to have so many women involved in a project, especially like this? How
Uh,
does it make a difference for you as an actor?
In so many ways, in so many ways, I can't even really put it all into words, but everything from just the audition process feeling very seen, feeling very respected, and then even down to the sexuality, which there's a
Yeah.
lot of in our show. And to be able to do stuff like that and feel completely in control, not exploited, and even to the point where I would agree to stuff and they would sit me down and say, "Okay, we want to make sure that you really are okay with this. You're not just saying it because you feel like you have to." And I didn't even know that could happen.
Yeah. Here in Canada, we get the show on Crave TV, so we can watch it, we can binge it, stream it, or we have it on our movie network. It shows every week. For people who, we want to try and hook them in, tell us a little bit about your character and Emma, and what they can expect from this show. We want to get them hooked.
Emma is very smart. She's very driven. She came from a neighborhood that is traditionally Latinx, and also, a poor neighborhood, and really pulled herself up by her bootstraps and got herself through college. And both her and her sister essentially consider leaving the neighborhood a badge of honor. And Emma
Hmm.
decides that she's never really going to turn back until when her mom passes away. She's
Right.
has to come back and deal with the building that her mom has left behind, only to find out that her inheritance, which would be the profits from the building being sold, has to be split with a wife that nobody knew that
Yeah.
she had. This traditional Mexican conservative woman was married to another woman.
Right. Yeah, it's juicy. It's so good. And tell me about your relationship with the actress who plays your sister, Melissa Barrera. You guys are great together. Did that chemistry kind of was it instant? Did you guys become friends immediately? How did that work?
She's awesome. She's so wonderful. Yeah, we had a very maybe like a week and a half before we started shooting. I found out that I was going to be playing Emma, and it was quick. But the moment I met her at the first rehearsal, she gave me a huge hug, and then it felt right. And then we went out for coffee, but the coffee place was closed and the bar was open. So we ended up with a few really late nights, which I thought was really necessary for us to really have that chemistry, because that was the most important thing for both of us, to make sure that we had that.
Yeah, for sure. That's the best way to bond with your co-star. I mean, come on,
I
really?
know, right?
Hello. Why is a show like this so relevant today? It's really important.
It's so, so, so important. When you've been represented your entire life, you don't realize how representation is so important. But I know I never saw characters like this growing up. I didn't even know that they were possible. So getting to
Hmm.
play a character like this is just such a special experience. Not only as a Latinx woman, but with the brown queer gaze that we see. And anytime we can allow people to be seen, we tell them that they exist. And historically, we haven't really gotten an opportunity to see that. And it doesn't take away from any of the stories that are already there, it just adds to it. And that is so important because if we can create more spaces for people to feel comfortable and to feel seen and to see themselves as flawed humans just trying to figure it out, then why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it hard to prepare for scenes where you're, excuse me, so vulnerable, sex scenes or things like that? How do you kind of get into your headspace or stuff like that? Or if you, have to take off your clothes,
Yeah.
is it tough for you?
It was a little intimidating at the beginning. I think all of us were a little sheepish with the nudity, with the idea of it actually. But Tanya and the show writers and producers really gave us a lot of space to express what we were feeling, and also these women have agency over their bodies and over their sexuality, and
Yeah.
that also just as the characters but also us as actors really gave us that agency where every time we were on set, whether it was a sexual scene or not, we really felt like we were in control of that, and that
Mhm.
is so empowering and inspiring.
Well, good stuff. I mean, you're doing such a great
Thank
job.
you.
I can't wait to see the rest of the series, and just best of luck to you. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for taking the time to speak with me this morning.
Thanks so much, Bonnie. I appreciate it.